Hey guys, this is a tough video, but it'll get to the point eventually. I'm not wanting to make the video, but again, it's one of those of if you don't want to talk about something, so you continuously talk about many other things, or you keep putting it off. You're like, oh yeah, well I'll just wait for this. And you're always waiting for that perfect time and the perfect mood, and then you never talk about it. And when you never talk about it, it never gets solved. My name's Theo. I've played American football in Europe, the Netherlands specifically. I live in Amsterdam, and I played linebacker. Play linebacker. We'll keep this present tense. I play linebacker. I usually put out football content on Mondays and Fridays because that lined up with our practices. Our practices were the previous day, so Sundays and Thursday nights, and that has changed. The schedule has changed for the team, and like the things are. It's sort of like a Rubik's Cube. Things are turning, and they're not quite lining up right. So the Sunday practice moved to Monday evening, and I can't make that one. So I was already down to half the practices as is. And on top of that, something in my brain broke. So I was having issues getting out to practice. If you guys watched Sunday's video, which we were supposed to have a practice and then like a moral thing, it's sort of a, I don't know how these things are in the States. I know it as a boral, and I'm always going to call it a boral till the day I die, because I don't know the other word for it. But like, if you just have like a little place where everyone sort of eats, almost like a dinner soiree, where everyone has their tiny little plate of food, or they have a thing. Yeah, it's not serious food where you sit down and you eat. It's communal food, but it's not complicated food. And it's usually like bites, tapas, appetizers. You know, there's usually drinks of all sorts rolling around. I guess the end of a wedding reception, but less formal. Like far less formal. Like most of us were going to be coming out of a football practice after this in the wet rain, wind, cold of January. So we do have showers, but there's only so much a shower. Like, we're still exhausted, even if we have all the ick off of us. So the reason why I was confused about whether to say past tense, future tense, or present tense is because I need to take a break from football. I don't know. See, I'm starting to look away from the camera. I don't know what is going on, and great wise sister of mine says that I need to be patient with myself, and I am rushing things. Something happened, something got tweaked, the schedule was off, and I need to wait for the pieces to quit falling. Sort of like something disappeared from the Tetris thing, and it's all going, and I'm trying to go in. I just need to wait for everything to settle, figure out where things are lying. I've had mental stress, I've had distractions, this, that, and the other thing. Okay, fine. So, I may come to the idea of answering questions as they come in, but currently football on this channel for comment-wise is dead. It's going to be here really soon as the NFL stops. Although there is some drama happening with that, but I also talked weeks ago about, you know, the heart condition on the field for the Bills. But anyways, so yeah, I am going to answer one question, and I will make sure to tag the person in their actual comment that I answered it in this video. Says, could I make a video on how to read a play? I was right guard last year, and now I want to be Mike linebacker, and I'm not good at reading. I would highly appreciate it. I said, great suggestion. I may make a short of this later, and then tag the person. So if you're right guard, you've been keyed by a Mike linebacker. What you do determines kind of what we do. You are our read. The right guard or the left guard. Both guards, basically. But usually it's the right one. Especially if things are leading that way. I don't know how to read the play very well because my brain sees stuff, and I'm not the defensive leader because it's a second language for me. So sometimes I'm not, and I just, yeah. So how do you read the play? You read the guard. If they are in their position and they move forward but don't pop up, as you know as a right guard, it's probably a run play. You should always take 2 steps forward. Always take 2 steps forward. If the guard, like, as a guard, you know what the offense is doing. If you see what the guard does, you already know as a guard what that was, hopefully. So, like, if you move forward and step to the left, the whole line is going this way, you know, because it's a run play and they're trying to push this way and get off to the left because they've detected there's a weak side on the, you know, overload everything on the right with the offense so that they put more of the defense over on the right and then run left. But that's also, reading is the mind game. What do you key off of? The guard. And as you know, what's an illegal man downfield? It's the guard thought it was a run play when it wasn't. So, in terms of more intricate things, you just have to like watch the person, and that develops over the actual game. If you see that the guard, because like let's say you have like here's the center and here's the A gaps. If you have this gap, you know, because that's the strength, and you constantly are running here, so you're running between the center and the guard pops up and he's way too high, get in a little bit lower and push him up and get him out of the way, and you can bust through the line. I'm not very good at that, but I'm also like 41. So that's part of that. I don't know what more to go with this. And again, I might make a shorts or a full video about this and put it in my football 101, maybe. I don't know. Awkward. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm not closing the door and locking it behind me about playing football. I just know that the more I stay home and live, rather than focusing my entire life about football and just saying, okay, well, I got to make sure I go to the gym. I got to make sure I eat this. Like, it's been exhausting. It's been 8 solid years. And I've said this before many years in my side vlogs, that I didn't take a break. I started playing football. I missed out on 1 year because I didn't make the team. Then I played 2 years on the Portland Pit Bulls. Then I played 2 years on the Cobras, and then we moved here. And then I've been on the Hurricanes for 4. So that's like 9 years of having either practice once or twice a week and not being anywhere near my practices. With the Cobras, I did drive an hour. Here, yeah, it's like an hour and a half on the train, but I'm still able to take transit out there. but it gets awkward, especially on Thursday nights. If I don't leave at the right time, then I can be scraping the very last buses and stuff all the way home. Trains, trams, buses, all that stuff. So I do not have the finality in my brain right now. My brain says, nope, we're done. I know what it's like when I'm done with something. I know that feeling. I've already experienced it about the United States. I'm done with the United States. There are other times I am just done. Multiple times playing certain games, I've been like, I'm done. Like, I don't high-end rate on WoW anymore. I'm just, one of those days I said, I just was doing a bunch of Raid Finder, and I went, you know what, I don't really need to do this. I'm just done. I'm done. If I go in, it'll be under pure, happy, dinking around sort of thing, but nah. The other things, you know, like, just many things in my past I've been done with, and when I'm done, I'm done. And this one doesn't have that feeling yet. But the last 3 months has taught me, things are shifting, so I need to figure out where they're going to fall before anything else and whatnot. Maybe I just need to get a hold of my health. Corona is sitting around a lot and then trying to force back to where my brain thought I was at, or the fact that, I physically am getting old. And I don't think I am. Most people will not peg me as 41. Most people are still on the team, and they're on the team, and they're like, oh, yeah, are you in school? Or did you have a job? I'm like, no. Want me to do YouTube. And then I'll say, like, my birthday, and they're like, oh, what year? I'm like, 1981. And they're like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. That's pretty much that. There's going to be a hiatus on football videos for the foreseeable future, and I need to actively reassess what's going on. So yeah, just alt-tabbed back to browser away from Google, so that's why it get dark every once in a while, because I'm checking on a few things. I will chat with you guys about football stuff in the future when it happens, or whatnot.